Aye. Those against? Thank you. That's carried. So now we're up to item 8. Now, I welcome Paul back to the table just to give us a bit of bit of background on the item 8, which may allay some of the questions some of the people may want to have on this item. Thank you.
So sort of starting at the big picture, I just want to talk very briefly about the importance of subsidiarity. It's a concept that's very close to my heart in local democracy. So our governance partnership agreements between council and community boards says that community boards are to carry out the responsibilities, duties and functions that are given to them by statute or that are delegated to them by council. And delegations to community boards are guided by the principle of subsidiarity. So that's issues are decided locally where possible, subject to metropolitan and network implications. It also says that the council is not entitled to rescind or amend a final decision made under a delegation to a community board. So I just want to underline that. And just to councillors, if you don't like the decisions we make, criticise away, that's all good, but let us stand and fall on our decisions that we make on behalf of the people who elected us, please. So at our meeting on the 12th of February, our community board approved the staff recommendation for safety improvements on Travis Bower Rookwood intersection. The report's been written in response to safety concerns raised at this intersection, particularly for school children accessing the high schools. There's 2 high schools, there's Avonside and Shirley Boys. The consultation was extensive and plans were changed by staff in response to feedback from local businesses, residents and schools. The schools and the businesses are generally supportive of the improvements, with some notable exceptions. The reason for the traffic humps, I know this is the controversial bit, the reason for the traffic humps on the exits of the roundabout is that it is a fairly large roundabout and there are crossing points at all 4 exits. So pedestrians need protection from people accelerating out of the roundabout into them. It's physics. Now, and I know personally young people who do not want to go through that intersection at the moment. They fear for their safety because people accelerate out of it and into it. So while I understand there's criticism of this among some around the table, it was our decision to be made and I stand by it, and it was a unanimous decision of our community board. And today, you're only being asked to approve 2 shared paths, a small part of the scheme, 40 metres on the north side of Travis Road heading west, 24 metres on the west side of Bower Ave heading north. And they provide improved pedestrian crossings for people walking, and it just creates a little bit more space on the vital corner where by the shops there. That's all. So I really ask that the council just supports this. It's only a small part, and it's a kind of anomaly from the way that when the major cycleway project started, it was decided that all cycleway aspects would be decided by the council, but this is really a local decision. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, why it's a Part A, but I understand that's how the delegations are worded. So I do ask your support, and please, it was a unanimous decision of the community board because that intersection is a problem. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Paul. Is there anyone would like to ask a question? As you quite rightly put, we're only voting for 2 shared cycle paths because you've done the rest of the work. Did you have your hand up? Councillor Scandrett, please.
Yeah. With this and other area intersections in your community, are you, like our community, finding that those travelling through it have very little care with regards to the local communities? They just want to get from A to B, and they will complain about risers being put in because it's cutting their travel time. They're not interested in safety.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how they're travelling through it. Yeah. But yes, but also there's a notable difference. If you read through the consultation feedback, there's a notable difference between the people who have children and people who don't. And so people who are alive to the concerns of children are much more concerned about the safety. And yeah, that's really where the biggest difference is.
Thank you. Councillor Templeton.
Thanks, Paul. I agree about the delegations on the shared path, but I was point is it's not to do with a council decision. Council's not legally able to delegate the decision making on that particular type of infrastructure. So yeah, as part of the NAF rules and things. Yeah.
So it's pro forma, really, yeah.
Councillor Barber?
Thanks, Paul. Good points. Have you ever thought that perhaps lights would have been a good solution for this intersection, given how incredibly busy it is and how that could structure the movement a lot more effectively than what we eventually agreed to?
Two aspects to that is that, as you'll know, lights are incredibly expensive, and your budget is pretty stretched. And we needed to improve the safety of that intersection. So, in terms of use of money, much better use of money to do what we're proposing, well, what the community boards decided to do. But secondly, the issue with lights is that you stop people, but you don't stop the impact points. So it's not really a safety improvement. It has some safety improvements, but you're not stopping cars from turning into each other. And again, it's a matter of physics more than anything else.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I would actually say that lights are a hell of a lot more effective than a roundabout.
But that's not what the science says.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
maybe we should get rid of our lights and put roundabouts at every intersection. There's a reason we have them there.
okay.
Well,
Right, so
because
moving along, who would
safety
like
and
to
traffic
move
flow,
this?
right?
Councillor Cotter wants to move it, and Councillor Donovan wants to second it. So I'll put that motion. All those in favour? Right. All those against? Thank you. Carried. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much